Good morning, Diana.
Hi, Tim.
As you can see this morning, I am not in the woods. I'm with my good friend Diana Cooper in front of a very, very tasty fire. Which,
Are you burning?
No, I'm not yet, but if I do start to kind of smoke and bubble and carry on,
I'll run away.
yeah, get the fire extinguisher out. Definitely. Well, thank you for inviting me over and collaborating with me on my Friday Ascension update, because we've got
thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
We've got some interesting stuff to talk about.
Yeah, indeed.
And as many of you will have heard me mention, beating the drum about the kind of what was called the golden ratio by Serapis Bey, I would just like to point out for the discerning mathematics amongst you that the golden ratio is simply a term used by Serapis Bey to describe the tipping point when the conscious balance of awakened and unawakened people on Earth hit 50% and 50%. Now, the wonderful news is we've gone past that.
We reached the tipping point. Yeah, absolutely fantastic last week. And then as soon as we reached the tipping point, it went to 51%, and now it's 52%.
Which is amazing.
It's actually awesome, because a couple of days beforehand, Archangel Metatron had come in, and I asked specifically, will we reach 51%? And he said, it's very unlikely. Yeah. And then I said, will we reach 52%? And he's saying, not likely. And again, we did it, and now parts of the country are already at 53%. And by Easter, we will have reached 55%. I mean, this is phenomenal. It's only because so many people added their energy.
This is what I love about this project that we're participating in on this planet, is the fact that nothing is set in stone, and the majority of what we do here is down to the intention and the application of light workers. We're given the framework and we're given the energies to work with, but nothing is set in stone.
I've seen this again and again recently. They see the energy that you're putting into something, and then they come in and add theirs. Because I say to Spirit, well, why was it all so last minute? Why couldn't you have given me warning ages beforehand and I'd have done something more about it? And they said, no, it was your energy that you put into it. We saw it, and then we took it forward at the last minute as we saw the energy.
It's amazing.
We can make a huge difference.
Yeah, we do, and you did. I mean, what happened on the 13th of January? That was the tip. That was the tipping point.
That was the tipping point. Yeah. And it was very much thanks to you. I was working on a workshop for boosting sixth dimensional ascension, bringing in the crystalline light body and the crystalline brain and crystalline heart, because that's the people we are morphing into. There's this metamorphosis taking place right now to move us from crystalline based, as you know, I mean from carbon based to crystalline based, and so that was going to be the main focus. And then you phoned up, or we spoke, and you said, oh, it's the tipping point. And actually I hadn't made that connection, so you were very instrumental in shifting that energy at the last minute. So it was 60 ascension and the tipping point.
Perfect. What more could we ask for at this point in the year? And it wasn't that long ago that I was walking in the woods for my first update of the year, I think, staggering around in the freezing cold.
Better than blowing around today.
Yeah, it's been quite lively out there, hasn't it? And the conversation with Serapis Bey, and they do get disappointed.
Oh, they do.
They have human emotions.
They're buzzing with excitement right now in the spiritual planes. Sorry, Tim.
It's all right. It was what he was saying was basically almost like jumping up and down on his hat, saying we didn't do it. We didn't make the cut. It wasn't 50-50 by the December solstice, and they thought that would be the ideal place to make it occur. And then they kind of stood back, and we're talking about the members of the Intergalactic Council, and said, well, look, there's going to be plenty of other opportunities. 2025 is about flow. we'll just flow with it. And lo and behold, the opportunity presented itself on the 13th of January with it's the wolf moon, wasn't it? So there's that powerful
Yes,
moon.
it was. And most powerful full moon of this year.
Okay.
So
Well, it's nice to know that we've
early,
got it under our belts already.
Yeah, backing it. And the interesting thing is the effect it's going to have on the planet.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this earlier, about how we've been in the thrall of the darkness all this time. And now it's just like they've let go of their claws and we're set free.
Absolutely. Now, when these claws that have been in for so long have released, I'm always intrigued as to almost like the psychological response from the light workers. And it's been quite apparent for a long time that we have been working very, very hard for a long time under extreme pressure. How do we respond when the claws are released and we are potentially offered an open gate?
But you've raised such a good point there, Tim, because it's not just that we're free. This particular month provides, I'm sorry, it's really hot, let me put that in. It's, this particular month is all about manifestation, as you know. So on February, or next month really, February the 7th, we've got the North Node and Neptune and Saturn coming together. If you've had a vision, you've had a dream for years, that day, the energy of that day, allows you to push that dream forward. Even if you thought it was impossible, now it's possible.
Yeah.
And then we've got the snow moon on the 12th, and that's all about purification. And interestingly enough, when we were talking about purification, I was talking to Merlin and Metatron about the monadic merge meditation, and there's a whole lot in there about higher purification.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, that ties together, and that's brilliant. And then, of course, we've got the 22nd, 22-2, Master Manifestor number.
That's such a powerful date. It really is. And I'm going to be in Stuttgart working with Annette Reiger in a live event. If any of you haven't heard about it and you'd like to come along, I'll be there in person for 2 days over the weekend. Sorry, shameless plug there.
No, that's absolutely fine. You plug away. Yeah.
So
I mean, on that day, it'll be a very powerful workshop.
It will be. And I think in a lot of cases, I remember you and I in the past kind of just picking a random day to do events, and then all of a sudden we turn out and it's like the most incredible astrological alignment, or there's a moon on that day, and that seems to have been a theme. And like you said just a minute ago, the higher realms will always, they will never turn away an opportunity to piggyback certain energies or capitalise on, even right down to if you have an interesting crystal arrangement in your house and they need to anchor into it. If the gateway is open, they will take that opportunity. They're taking every opportunity that they possibly can at the moment to bring this to the other side. But as we were talking about, there's a very interesting energy that is required of us now that we have moved on to the other side of this tipping point. So now we're in the percentage of energy that is serving the golden pathway. Everything is far more flowing, it's far easier, it benefits us and is working in our favour. And so many of us are still focused on the outside traumas, the troubles, the strifes of the world, and we're being asked not to focus on that anymore.
It's true. I tend to live in a golden bubble, and I try not to even know what's going on out there. And I hear people talking about it, and what's happened?
Please update me.
And so I usually get it vicariously from somewhere. But I'm not focused on it in any way, shape or form. I don't want to add any energy to that outside world. The important thing is the inner world and bringing that forward, isn't it?
It really is. And although this may sound difficult for many of you that are naturally empathic, you're wanting to heal the world, you want to help the people around you, and it's natural, it's almost like a natural ingrained light worker instinct to want to fix something that is not right. But at this present moment in time, the most important thing that we can possibly do is to be vibrating at the frequency that is setting up this golden field, so that when we focus on the outside distortions, the happenings, even if they're on our doorstep and we're part of it, the most powerful way that we can work with this is by holding our light. And I know it sounds like a drum that we've been beating for so many years, but it's absolutely critical at the moment.
Not very long ago, people were talking about fifth dimensional ascension, and now that's shifted. You have no idea how many light workers are already in the sixth dimension and bringing other people into the sixth dimension. There's just masses and masses of stuff going on now that's going to help the whole planet rise into the sixth and then the seventh dimension.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was expected, but it's certainly what's happening now.
I think
it's awesome. People have got to believe in themselves.
Absolutely, and this is one of the biggest trials of our beautiful light field, is having faith in themselves, trust, faith in the universe, and you know, especially after we spent so many incarnations, rinse and repeat, coming down to earth, learning tough lessons, bringing all the karma through, healing ancestral lineages, having an incredibly tough time. Particularly from the cosmic moment onwards, when the changes on Earth and the frequency became so apparent, and all of a sudden we're being told to just be as absolutely in a state of flow and love as possible.
There have been a lot of shifts already, but my goodness, we are now racing towards the golden future. It's going to be much quicker. And we've got all sorts of things to contend with, like AI and various things like that, that we have to take the good out of it and just give no energy to the other stuff, so that the good can come forward.
Absolutely, and that we had that discussion the other day, didn't we, about AI, because so many people ask, is it evil? Is AI bad? And AI is neither good nor evil. It is basically, it is precisely the consciousness that's placed into it. So it can either work very beneficially for the light workers, or it can work against us because it's being fueled by negative energy. So this, again, is down to us. We are totally in the driving seat with the energies of this year. It is utterly our responsibility to be making sure that this goes in the right direction. Who, when you are given a responsibility, do you fix first? You fix yourself. That's that's where it's all coming through.
So the message is, fix yourself, and this is the time for manifesting the vision, not just for yourself, for the planet and the universe.
Absolutely.
It's what a lot of people don't realise is that as they're visitors to this universe, as many light workers are, and this lifetime, with what's happened now with the tipping point, is completion in this universe.
It is.
Or it's completion on this planet, the cycles of life. So it's a very, very important time.
It is an important time. We knew this year was going to be big. We knew that 2025 was going to be different. We knew it was going to be exciting. Many of us often walk into a new year feeling a bit of trepidation. We want the best, but then inevitably we come like halfway through January and we're being clobbered by this and clobbered by that. And
are you talking about the good resolutions about diet,
Tim? Amongst other things, it's like, oh right, okay, well, it's only the 15th of January and it's all gone to hell in a handcart sort of thing. It's one of those, isn't it? But I think we need to stop and give ourselves a good pat on the back at this moment in time.
Well, as I say, the spiritual hierarchy are buzzing with excitement.
And that's that is a lovely thing to see for those of us that are in regular contact and communication with beings of the Intergalactic Council, the Board of Karma, to see them actually happy rather than kind of tapping their etheric watches, like come on, you can do it. or literally Serapis Bay jumping up and down, like, you know, like putting the hat on the floor and jumping up and down on that kind of thing. We didn't do it. And then it all changes.
But then we did it beyond expectations.
Yeah. So it's jolly good show.
Yeah.
Jolly good show, definitely. So what have we got coming up other than the, we've got Imbolc coming up, so we've got this beautiful, powerful moon, and the 22nd February is going to be good.
February is going to be amazing.
February's
as long as you've got your vision and you hold it.
Absolutely.
And the universe will be behind you.
Yeah.
Wow, in a way that it's never been before. I mean, this is what we don't realise. The energies are intensifying. And so if you hold a vision and you hold it without doubt and deviation, it's always been that it would move forward. But now they're going to say, wow, here we are. This is the time.
Absolutely. So we are technically on a very fast moving ride through this year. But I think it would be a really beautiful thing to do to almost try and count the minutes correctly rather than racing through to the next goal and the next one and the next one, or looking forward to the next spiritual day, because we're used to kind of getting clobbered by certain energies. These energies, think of all the purification that you did last year. Okay, all the way from January right through to December. You might still be going through the physical symptoms of it now. It's very, very likely a lot of us still are. But think about how much you have cleared, how much space you've cleared, how much room that you've made within yourself to hold these higher frequencies. At some point, you're going to get to the point, and we're all going to get to the point where we're not going to feel the ascension symptoms as we used to. And we're just going to be, do you know what? I'm completely in alignment with that. And I believe that this is the year that this will be happening.
I agree. And as we purify ourselves, then we can hold a higher wattage of light. That enables the crystalline light body to come in, which has all the codes that are needed for that level of light. And then we can start to self-heal. We can start to do all sorts of things, be much more physically strong, bring in our proper higher health blueprints, and that's going to just change everything.
Absolutely. And from our perspective, I hear so many people, and it's beautiful to hear, Diana. I speak to so many people that say, I do that meditation, the monadic merge, daily.
Oh yes, I know.
What commitment! I'm
surprised. Yeah,
it's amazing the level of commitment that everybody has applied to this pathway. And this is why we've done what we've done.
Yeah, and you can find the monadic merge meditation free on my YouTube channel, and it's updated every month. And we've already done next month's. I haven't put it out yet, but it's awesome again. And it's totally different from last month, for example.
Absolutely. Onwards and upwards, as they say.
Absolutely.
Onwards and upwards. So I'd like to just say, have a beautiful remainder of the month. Celebrate Imbolc, celebrate yourself, take time. And just remember, the most important aspect of this shift, and this is going to be a theme running throughout the year, is tend to your own garden. Ensure that your garden is well watered, it's nourished, it's having plenty of sunlight, it's connected to Mother Earth, and the outside world will begin to rearrange itself in reflection to the collective higher frequency when we've all done the inner work. That's so important. Absolutely, 100%.
100%. The collective consciousness is already starting to shift and dilute its energies. Now, last month, for example, I asked if we could petition the Intergalactic Council to start letting go of fear and anger from the collective consciousness, and they said no. They said it's not time. You can ask for fear and grief to be released. But then this month I asked again, and they said, we're time. Ready.
Excellent.
It's shifted, and so you can ask for that now.
Isn't that amazing? Thank you. I think that's a really good point. Have you got anything else that you'd like to add before we
Well, no, just take this opportunity. It's worth really focusing on it and focusing on your own purification on every level.
Purification, that's usually something that makes people go,
No. It just think Gabriel, pure white light, sending that energy through you so that your cells open up and hold more light. So that's brilliant.
It is. Thank you so much, Diana.
Thanks for inviting me, Tim.
Sending you all lots of love, and we will see you again soon. Bye for now.